So here's a pop quiz. What did you notice was the trend in all of the pictures? Well, if the title didn't help you already, all of the pictures that you saw showed you the bad skin I used to have. That time in my life, I was actually noticing that I had them, but I wasn't really thinking much of it. They show up and eventually they'll go away. And then I saw a picture where my forehead was just covered in acne. I visited a friend and she told me that I should really be concerned about my skin. And I was just like, yeah, it's whatever. I promise I'm going to show you pictures after I change my diet. So those pictures were taken when I was living in the South and I was eating out every day. I mean, I would have breakfast, maybe cereal in the mornings, and then for lunch and dinner, I will go out to eat every day. Now, I lived alone and I had a good paying job. I own a condo and a car, and money wasn't a struggle. So I just didn't want to cook. So the easiest thing was to go out and eat every day. And the result of that was that my skin was bad. On top of me being pale, I gained weight. And I will go and eat a Red Robin. And I would try to get maybe salad, a vegetarian burger, or a veggie sandwich, healthy things. But in reality, that kind of food is not the best. It's not a great diet. So back at that time, I was dating my boyfriend, who's not my husband, and he is a lot more strict when it comes to food. He was on that macrobi macrobiotic diet. Whew, my spelling. Sorry. And that kind of diet revolves around brown rice. And I can't really tell you much about this diet, but I know that it's basically about rice. And I mean, this was a new thing for me. I had to eat different, and I was following his preference. And it was cutting dairy. He was lactose intolerant, so we had to switch to rice milk. And I had been drinking cow milk for a while, so I had to get used to that. I ate brown rice often, vegetables, nothing that was microwaved. It was a big change for me. But while I was on this diet, I lost a lot of weight. And I have found pictures that were probably maybe 6 months after we started this diet. So I'm going to show you now. Oh, you can see a big difference on those pictures. My skin was so much better, and it was only from changing the diet. I was not buying anything that I was applying to my face. I wasn't getting any new skin products or anything. It was all based on the new diet. And it was all from eating healthy. And oh, another thing was the body odor. But sorry, odor. It was so bad. The smell that radiated from my armpits was awful. My breath didn't smell good. And it was all the toxins that my body was letting out from the previous food that I had been eating. I was trying to eat clean, and all of these toxins were just leaving my body. And I had just started this new relationship, and the smell was just so bad. But luckily, he was telling me that those were good news, that I needed to stay positive because this meant that my body was cleaning itself. On top of that, he didn't really support deodorants because of the chemicals, and it was all natural. So if you eat right, and you let out all the toxins, things should improve. It was really a big change for me, everything that was happening. But the odor eventually went down. I ate better and I got used to it. And just to let you know, my body smells better now. My skin looks nicer. And I've been on this diet for a while. And I did realize that what I ate affected my acne. I do have to admit that I have a weakness for chips. And whenever a pimple will pop out, it's because I've had enough chips. So the diet helps me be aware of what I eat and what's good for my skin. Also, being active and working out has helped me. My skin feels smoother and softer. My color has changed, and one of the big reasons why I'm pale is because I have low iron. I have to make sure I eat right and that I have iron supplements, and I have more color so I don't look sick. I have been drinking lots of water. I never drank enough water. I always drank soda or fruit juice that I thought were healthy, like apple juice, orange juice, but the amount of calories in them, the sweets in them are just not real. So if you choose to drink fruit juice, make sure it's all natural. The water that I was drinking was helping in the cleaning of my system, and the exercise helped with the blood cells. It rejuvenated my skin cells, and my skin became soft and smooth. And the diet just taught me so much I did not know. I mean, growing up, I never really paid attention to the acne and the things that caused it, but my husband was there to teach me. And I didn't mind changing my diet. I thought that it was just, eating a little bit healthier and just making a little change, but I ended up seeing a huge difference. So my skin's a real example of the journey that I've been through. Okay, so this is my advertisement for skin. What you need to take home from today's vlog is drink lots of water, eat organic food. Try to stick to that. That is just better than eating out. If you eat out at restaurants and you think it's healthy, it's really not. They're not fresh food, they're not made from scratch. They may be watered down or old ingredients. So I really thought that eating out and choosing healthy things were good, but it's not. Remember to stay active. And that's basically all the information. Oh, and if you start smelling bad, that's actually good news. So, congratulations for being clean and choosing healthy things to eat. Oh, and I see you later. I recently posted a picture of this book. I found it through an Instagram account that I follow. It's a lady who talks about things related to fitness, food, and health. She was talking about finally being done with the whole 30. So after I did some research, I found out that the whole 30 means that you eat whole foods for 30 days and you avoid eating processed foods and follow the strict diet for 30 days. She also suggested to read this book. So I went ahead and bought it. And if you ask me, do I think it's worth buying? My philosophy is that there's nothing wrong with learning new things. So if you'd like to go ahead and read it for yourself, I think that would be great. But I also think that there are things out there that matches my life that does not necessarily matches yours. I've been reading the book and I'm not completely done reading it, but I have learned that some of the information in the book does not matches my life. I mean, some of it does, but they talk about eating meat, and I'm a vegetarian, and they strongly suggest and stress that you should try to eat meat. And they understand that people are vegetarians due to religion, but they think that you should eat meat, and that's their philosophy, and it doesn't match mine. Now, I'm not a vegetarian by choice. My family has been vegetarian. Both of my parents are. My mother became pregnant with me and continued to be a vegetarian until I was born. So I guess you can say that I'm a pure breed vegetarian. Now, I have tried to eat meat, but my body just rejects it, so I really have no choice, but I don't mind it. Being a vegetarian is healthy. I also don't eat any dairy. I have stopped eating dairy since, oh my gosh, 2006. But when I became pregnant with my baby, I was craving dairy. So I went back to eating a little bit of cheese and yogurt, just mainly those two things. But anyway, the diet does not allow for cheese or any dairy in general. It also talked about getting rid of legumes and grains, which I thought was interesting because I have been eating grains for a while. Now, legumes are not really part of my diet. Now, the diet that they're referring to, it's called the paleo diet. And the word paleo means the caveman's diet. And it traces back to a time when people gathered their food and they didn't really have any processed food or anything that could be microwaved. So the diet came from plants and animals. And that's the philosophy that this diet follows. Now, some research have shown that this diet helps those who suffer from diabetes because you get rid of sugar. It also helps those who struggle with inflammation as well as other different conditions. In general, it helps with your health. It is nothing but positive, and you get what matches for you. But if you really think that this is ultimately what you want and this is the perfect match for your lifestyle, and you make it a goal, I definitely think that you will benefit from this book. Now, before I forget, I wanted to mention that I breastfed both of my babies. And I always thought and remember that the food that matches my life, I can't just easily get rid of my diet. I can't be really strict because I need the calories in order to feed the babies. Now, after you give birth, your body needs to heal, and the process really doesn't happen overnight. So, getting rid of things in your diet is not really a good idea. Now, my process might be different than yours. Your situation and where you stand as far as health and what matches your lifestyle, the food and the fitness, it's all about you, right? Okay. Hi. I am gonna go ahead and vlog since both of my kids are taking a nap, which is rare. Typically one's awake and the other one's asleep. So I guess tonight I can focus on my workout and maybe going to bed early since I always have so much in my mind that I'm always going to bed late. So if I go to bed before 10:30, it should help with my post-workout and the healing my body needs to do and blah blah blah. I'm not here to preach. I'm going to go to bed early and get a good rest. Okay. So I recently learned about the pre and post workout foods that you should eat. I had heard about this in the past, but I just felt like it wasn't a good match or fit in my life. I'm just so busy and don't have the time to think about things to eat before working out. Typically, I eat with my family. I wait about an hour. When I'm ready, I work out. When I'm done, I drink my water. I give my kids a bath. And I just don't have the time to think about the important foods I should be eating before and after working out. But now that I know, if I happen to have the right situation, I can go ahead and try it. All right, so I got the Slim Six that I've been waiting for in the mail. And it talks about the post workout part of the 6-week plan that you follow. And I always wonder why it's so important about the pre and post. It doesn't really mention the pre workout foods, but it talks about the post workout foods. Oh, and by the way, this is the book. It says that you should 15 minutes to an hour after you work out, you should have a post workout snack. And the reason why you have this time window is because your body is ready to absorb all of the nutrients. So if you need more protein, you eat that and your body will absorb it and process it. And really, any food you eat will be absorbed at this time. And this is because it's a peak window after you work out. It says that you should eat carbs as well as protein because your body will absorb these things 4 times faster than any other time. They're really stressed that it's good for your health. And if you want your body to build and repair properly, this is the time when you should eat. 15 minutes to an hour after working out. Okay, so it talks about carbs and protein and why you should eat these things. When it comes to carbs, it says that it can release, wait, hold on, there's a scientific word, glycogen. This is something that is stored in food and is released faster during that time window. So please, if you're a scientist, a physicist, biologist, please, if you don't mind explaining, I need help here, I'm trying to understand. It says that it helps your body recover faster. Now, protein helps with muscle. Protein is good for muscle repair and muscle growth. So, eating these two things during that time window after you work out is ideal. It says that you should eat up to 300 calories. Anything you want to eat or drink, but it has to be under that number. This is fascinating information. When I think about protein, a lot of people talk about having chocolate milk, but really you can Google anything related to post workout foods and drinks that you should have. And there's so many different opinions about what's good, but the number one thing is chocolate milk, cow milk. That is a top choice post workout, which I think is interesting because chocolate you think is sweet and it's not really healthy. But it is said that chocolate milk has the exact things that your body needs as far as protein and calories and something else. I have to read about it again. But if you Google chocolate milk and the benefits for after working out, you should find something. Now, I drink almond milk and I can add chocolate to it, but I just don't know if it has the same kind of benefits. I don't know, but it's something to think about. I'm still not doing this, but it's good to know that you have that window, 15 minutes to an hour, to absorb all of the nutrients after a workout. Now, for me, I have an iron deficiency. So I know that if my body can absorb iron after a workout, I should eat something that, well, I will eat protein and iron to help with my energy as well as my health. Someone gave me a feedback about this sign. I'm saying I'm going to cut, I'm going to shut, but I should shut my hands because I can't really shut my mouth. So shut up hand and shut up hand. So I will see you later. Hello, it's me again. I believe in the past I have mentioned in my vlogs that I'm a vegetarian, and so is my family. I have always been a vegetarian, and not by choice. If I eat meat, I do get sick. Well, I've been thinking about the different types of vegetarians there are. And trust me, there's quite a variety. So I was thinking that I can give you a little FYI about the different types of vegetarians there are. The things they eat, won't eat, can't eat, or choose not to eat. Let me see, there are one, two, three, four, five, six. There are six different types of vegetarians. The first one is extreme. Those are the vegan. Vegans don't eat any animal or any animal product, such as milk or eggs. There are even some vegans that choose not to use any animal products, such as leather, silk, or even wool. And this is because it's an animal product. They also don't eat fish or fowl or any animal whatsoever. Those are the vegans. Next, we have the lacto vegetarian. Same thing, they don't eat fish or meat. However, they do consume dairy. They eat cheese, milk, yogurt, and that's kind of where I fall in. I do eat cheese every now and then, I eat yogurt. Now, milk, I have stopped drinking for a while. I am now using almond milk, which is the best. If you have never tried it, you should try it, but you should try the unsweetened kind. They have the organic, the vanilla, and all these different flavors, but I love almond milk. Now, some people drink rice milk, which is okay. Anywho, the third one is the ovo vegetarian. They don't eat red or white meat, fish, or dairy. However, the one thing they eat is eggs. This is the ovo. Everything is eggs. And they use it as an ingredient in cakes, they make pancakes, and for any type of cooking. And I mean, they use it for bread or maybe even baking, and that is the ovo. The next one is the lacto ovo vegetarian. They don't eat any kind of meat or fish, but they do eat dairy as well as eggs. And this is the most common type of vegetarian you'll see, the lacto ovo. They consume dairy and eggs. And this is the one type that you will hear about all the time. This is where people choose not to eat meat anymore. Then there's the polotarian, and this is new to me. I haven't heard this one yet. This is a semi vegetarian. They eat only white meat, which may include chicken or fowl. Ugh, I have to look up the meaning of that word. They don't eat red meat at all, or fish, or seafood. And again, this is the polotarian. And you meet people that say, hey, I'm a vegetarian now. I don't, or I only eat chicken or fish, only white meat. I didn't know that there had a name for that, and that is the politarian. Well, now I know. That's interesting. But the last one I have never heard before is the pescatarian. Whew, interesting. It says that they not really vegetarians, but they eat only fish and seafood. That's it. They don't eat red or white meat. They're semi vegetarians. Wait, hold on. The proletarian eat chicken mainly. They don't eat fish. Oh, I get it now. They don't eat fish or seafood, only chicken. The pescatarian only eat fish. They don't eat chicken. Whew, whatever. Well, all in all, these are the different types of vegetarians. I am a lacto ovo vegetarian. I eat eggs. I love eggs. It's a great source of protein in the mornings. And I cook it in different kinds of ways. Every now and then, I have a little bit of yogurt or cheese. I just recently started eating cheese again. Well, so that's the little information that I have for you about vegetarians. Nothing negative or positive. Some of my friends have decided to become vegetarians and they don't really do well. It depends on your body and the changes that you're willing to make. Some people are settled on meat, they feel strong, and there are those whose stomachs get upset from eating meat. It just never know. It depends on your body. Everyone's different. Anywho, I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna show up at the gym and do my cardio Brazilian butt lift. Wait, Brazilian, sorry. I said the wrong name. But it's a full body workout and we'll see what happens when I'm done. I may just go straight to bed. Oh, wait, wait, wait. One last thing I need to wrap this up with. It seems like I may have cursed on my last vlog. I think I said shit. There was a person who complained about my language, which is interesting. I was sharing my opinion, and now I know that I had to be careful because I do realize that there are young people out there and students who watch my videos. And I can be used in bad language since it's a bad influence and I'm a role model. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I do apologize if I offended anyone with my terrible language. Anywho, good night, and I'll see you later.